Добрый день, ребята! Hey, it's Bella. Sorry, I don't have a voice right now. I'm not sick, I just talk too much. Sorry I haven't been doing this as frequently as I said. Originally in my first video, I said that I was going to try and do this once a week, but I think that my blog, if you follow it, pretty much covers everything that I do, so I don't want to reiterate that in the video and just kind of not give you guys any more information than I'm already giving you. So I guess maybe other than doing GoPro videos, I'll just be doing this like once a month, maybe. Oh yeah, I cut myself right there. Yeah, just ignore that. So yeah, it's October 8th. I've been here for 1 month and 1 week, and it's Sunday, so 2 days, and I'm having the time of my life. It's an amazing experience. I'm really having a great time here, and it's absolutely flying by like I knew it would. That's something I talked about. I was kind of nervous before I came. I'm not homesick. I mean, I miss people, but not any differently than how I feel when I'm in Iowa City. I did get homesick one time where I kind of got teary-eyed. I went to synagogue for Rosh Hashanah, which is Jewish New Year, and it was just really different from what I'm used to. I go to Hillel on campus for big holidays, and it was just kind of a culture shock. It was a Chabad synagogue, so it's Orthodox, and I am a Reform Jew. I go to Reform synagogue on campus, so it was really difficult for me to be doing that for the first time with no familiar faces, without knowing anyone, not knowing what to do, what was appropriate. That was the only time I've gotten homesick so far. I miss my animals, as I thought I would. Last night, a worker from Teskey sent me a video of Stevie taking a bath, my parrot, and that made me really happy. I miss having animals around me. I miss a lot of food, like specific foods, of course. But other than that, like I'm fine. I don't really miss anything. Sorry if you're offended by that, but I'm doing fine. So in my first video, and my last one, I guess, I talked about how I didn't know what classes I was going to be taking. Obviously now a month in, I know what I'm doing. On Mondays I have 5 classes, 5.5-ish, kind of. Oh, I see my friend Fabian out there. He's walking, I don't know what he's doing. On Mondays at 10:15, I have History of International Relations, a lecture. Each class is an hour-and-a-half long, so it goes from 10:15 to 11:45. This class is for second-year students, so sophomores, and they're all in the International Relations faculty, like, program. There we're learning about, like, the Habsburgs and the Scramble for Africa, just, like, really important events in history that involve, like, an international regime. I'm learning a lot more than I ever did in an American school system in this class. I didn't even know the dates of the Revolutionary War. Like, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing as an American. Like, I didn't know when that happened. I thought it was over in 1776 when they signed the Declaration of Independence. I thought it truly ended then. So that was a kind of reality shock to me of the differences in our schooling systems, is that it's normal for them to study our history and the world history, and it's not really pushed in the American school system. It's kind of embarrassing, honestly. I wish that I would have studied that more as a child and learned more about that, because I think it's important. Well, after that, we have a 45-minute lunch break, and I'll talk about food later. I usually come back here to my dorm and just make some ramen noodles. If I have time, I'll go to the cafeteria, but I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. After lunch, I have my discussion for History of International Relations, and it's just half of the class is with me from the lecture, and we talk about whatever we learned that day. We do slideshow presentations, we do class quizzes and stuff like that. So it's just more of an intimate setting, except we're supposed to talk about it amongst ourselves. Like, the professor just is like, okay, tell me about this, and we're supposed to know it. So it's a little different. They don't use PowerPoints here, like, to teach. My professor for both my lectures is the same woman, and she just talks for 90 minutes straight, without any notes, without any PowerPoints, without anything. So if you don't type very quickly, you're kind of screwed. You're not gonna have any idea what's going on. So it's different. I'm trying the best I can. They don't really have textbooks either. Like, you can have them, but they're not, like, required. It's confusing. It's complicated. But my third class of the day is World History with the same professor, and the lecture and discussion alternates weekly, so one Monday I'll have the lecture and the next Monday I'll have the discussion. There it's kind of the same thing. We're learning about important things in history, so like Code of Hammurabi, Chinese Age of Imperialism or something like that. Just that kind of like important things in history we learned about, like Neanderthals in the beginning. I wasn't there on Monday because I went to St. Petersburg. I'll talk about that later. So it's kind of hard having it once a week, and then if I miss it, I don't know what's going on. But she did forward me the notes, so I'm going to go over them tonight before class tomorrow. My usual last class of the day is U.S.-Russian relations, which is just with all the American students. The 7 of us are all together, and it's just about U.S.-Russian relations. It's not really specific, like, oh, this is what the relations are like now, but it's kind of like a history, like an overview of what they've been, and how they've been, and why they are the way they are. So, it's interesting. It's kind of hard because international relations isn't my thing. I don't want to say I don't care about it, but that's not what I'm interested in. So, it's kind of, I wish I could be learning about marketing stuff, or international business, and I have a class on international business, but it's every day I have something about international relations, and everyone else loves that because that's what they're here for. But I kind of wish I would have known beforehand how heavily influenced the courses were going to be by international relations. Every other week I have a class with my director and 4 of the other American students, the ones who are participating in an internship. So CIEE has an apartment here in Moscow. We have keys for it. We just go over there every other Monday night. We go in and we talk about our internships. We do readings about internships. We're going to start doing field trips at some point. So yeah, it's not that bad since it's every other week. But Mondays are definitely my heaviest days. Tuesdays I have my internship from 10 to 2. And then from 2:15 to 3:45, I have a Russian class. Wednesdays, I have Russian and the U.S.-Russian relations course. So I have 3 hours of class that day. And then Thursdays, I have my internship again from 2 to 6. So I have the whole morning, part of the afternoon to myself. And then from 7:15 to 8:45, I have my master's class. So this is for graduate people. It's called Doing Business in Russia. I don't really understand how the class is formatted, honestly. The teacher's kind of all over the place. We read articles and then we don't talk about them in class, and he just kind of yammers on about stuff that's pretty relevant to what we were supposed to read about. But I like the people in the class. It's all international students, so I made a lot of cool people, made a lot of friends in there. I know that's not the point of school, but I don't know. It's good to have connections. And then on Fridays, I work my internship 10 to 2. And I have Russian then from 2:15 to 3:45. My Russian classes are different. So 2 days a week I have like a grammar, writing, whatever class, and then on Fridays I have a reading class. And I really don't like either of them. I kind of dread going to them because in my grammar class it's all in Russian, and I don't know my cases. So cases in Russian are the way words can change the endings. So you can either say, like Moscow, the word for Moscow is Moskva. You can say Moskva, Moskvia, Moskvu. Like, and I don't know when to, sorry, my face just really I don't know when to use those. So it's kind of frustrating. And then in my reading Russian class on Fridays, she hands us a newspaper. She says, read it. You have 20 minutes to read it, translate it, and summarize it in Russian. And it's about like Russian-Ukrainian relations or like something with the EU. And as I said, I don't study international relations, so how am I supposed to explain what the EU is doing right now in Russian when I can't explain it in English? You know, it kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. And I said something to her about it. I was like, you know, I'm a business student and I'm a sophomore. Like, I haven't gotten into this stuff yet. I'm sorry. I understand what we're doing. It's just that I don't understand it itself. And so she let me choose my own topics now. I got to choose for this week. I did an article about U.S.-Pakistani relations right now and how the U.S. is kind of cracking down because Pakistan supposedly supports Taliban. So I like it because I get to read the news, I get to be more educated, and I get to learn Russian. So, but I dread going. It's very intimidating. It's an intimidating setting. So MD is kind of different. It's more of a high school. So like everyone has, it's like periods. There's first period, second period, third period. It's not like Iowa where people have their own schedule and they go to different buildings. Everything's in one building. There's a bell. There's a 10-minute like passing period. There's a lunch period. So there's like A lunch and B lunch. Half the school goes to A, half the school goes to B, which is the reason why I don't always go to lunch in the cafeteria because there's like thousands of people, not thousands, like hundreds of people trying to eat. and I could just come back here because it's a 4-minute walk. So I don't mess with that. It's weird though. It's a very high school feel. People are immature. They talk while the professor's talking. It's rude. They're on their phones. They just get up and leave. It's very different from what I have at home. Maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't know. But it's definitely been difficult adjusting to how non-American students interact in a classroom setting. I don't really like the period schedule. I don't like having to rush everywhere. I miss having the freedom of choosing my own classes and when they are, and having breaks and choosing when I eat. It's very structured, but I thought I left that in high school, and I'm 20 years old now, so come on, yeah. So other than that, I really like Emimo. It's really, I don't get lost so much anymore. I can figure out where I am and where I need to be. I don't get confused or stranded anywhere. The food's really good, amazing, but it can be expensive. It can be up to $10 just depending on what you get. If you get a drink and soup and bread and a dessert and a main dish, yeah, it's gonna be $10. But I usually bring water with me, so I don't get a drink. Sometimes I get dessert if I'm feeling sugar need. I usually get soup and then a main thing. So they'll have salmon kebabs or rice pilaf or watermelon chunks. I love it. So it's really good. It's really good. It's really fresh. It's nutritious. Yeah. And I'm pretty happy with the food. So my internship, I've talked about that a little bit. I worked for the School of Business at ND1. I'm a social media and marketing intern. So, I do little internship-y intern things like put folders together for conferences, staple things, file things, blah, blah, blah. But I also have created a website, a Weebly for ND1 and the business school, and a Twitter account, stuff like that. And I'm going to try and get my hands on their Instagram just so I can make it more appealing, because what I found is that their social media it's not like Tippy's, where I go to school. It's very different, and I want more foreign students at the school. And as a foreigner, it's not attractive to me. So my job is to try and fix it and do. Oh, my other friend's out there, Mario. I don't know what he's doing. It's try to upgrade it a little bit. I'm not saying that it's bad, but in my personal opinion, it could use some work. So that's my job there. I do it 12 hours a week. Sometimes I do 10, just depending on how lazy I'm feeling. I want to be done by the end of November next month. So I have to get 110 hours in, I think, and I'm doing 10 to 12 hours a week. So I should be on track for that. I really like it. My boss is really young. She's a student. She's really laid back. One of my coworkers is my age. He's so fun. So it's a really great environment. I'm really glad that I work there. I wish that it was a little more structured, but I'm fine with it. I love working there. It's great. So I thought I was going to be living with one girl. Turns out I'm living with 3. All the American girls are living together. There are 2 of us in one room, 2 of us in another. We have a little kitchen space and a bathroom. So it's different. We're never here at the same time, unless it's we're going to sleep, so it's not that bad. It's nice having all of us together, but soon 2 of them I know are going to be moving out to live with a Russian student, so maybe I'll get a new roommate. Yay! But yeah, the living situation is fine. The dorm, it's not pristine, it's not perfect, but it does have perks that my dorm at home didn't have. I have a bathroom in my room, I have a huge fridge, cooking area, my bed is on the ground, it's not up in the air, I have a huge closet space, so it's nice. There are pros and cons. So yeah, I really like living in the dorm. It's a great location. But there are 7 Americans total, so there's the 4 girls and 3 boys, and we all get along really well. We don't go out of our way to hang out with each other all the time, because I think we all want to make new friends. But yeah, we have a great group of kids. There's no drama, and I can hang out with all of them individually and find something to do. So I talked about overpacking, and then I overpacked. I kind of wish I would have brought more. Okay, I'm going to sound like a drama queen here. I wore this sweater my mom gave me when I flew in, and this is the second time I'm wearing it. This is I haven't repeated an outfit yet, but to me my closet just looks so empty. I have problem. I haven't been spending money though. I haven't bought anything new clothes-wise. I bought like an MD Mola like shirt, and I bought a new pair of shoes, 2 pairs of new shoes, because one of mine broke, so I bought 2. That doesn't really make sense, but whatever. I haven't been spending that much money on clothes. I do think I'm going to buy a 3rd suitcase on the way home, because the one that my small carry-on that I have now is like falling apart, so I'll have one. I'm just going to toss that when I get home, and I'll have a backup one. And I just want to make sure that I have room for all the stuff. I have a bunch of souvenirs I'm bringing home, a bunch of gifts for my friends. Yeah, I'm good on the packing. I bought a new pair of jeans because my jeans ripped. But yeah, I'm doing pretty well clothing-wise. I'm glad I didn't bring any warm weather clothes because it's currently like 50 degrees outside. So I'm glad I brought only long sleeve stuff. I think I packed well. We'll see how well I pack when winter comes. But for the time being, you know, I'm warm, fine. I've only been spending money, I've been kind of going over my $10 budget because the first month I got here I had to spend so much money on like a phone plan, stuff for the dorm, the stuff that broke on the way here, a Metro Pass. So I think I'm gonna tone down the spending for now. I should have enough money. I think I'm still on track, I'm fine. But if you ever want to Venmo me some money, feel free. I spend like, groceries are really inexpensive here. You usually spend like less than $20 for a week's worth of groceries. And once I run out, then I go to the cafeteria. It's called the Stolovaya. I go to the cafeteria or I go out to eat with friends sometimes, but I relatively don't spend that much money on food. My dad came out here a week after I got here. It was so much fun. We walked a total of 52 miles within the week that he was here, which is typical with my dad. We went up to his old apartment. We went to parks, we went to museums, and it was just fun. It was a really laid back vacation for my dad because I had to go to class, I had stuff to do, so he was left by himself. But it was fun. I'm really glad that he came out and I got to experience this with him because that's why I'm here. I wanted to experience where my dad's from, and having him here with me really made a difference for the first week. Just kind of was an eye-opener, you know. Don't send me packages, by the way. Don't. It costs way too much money. Mitchell's mom, oh my god, what an angel, sent me so much stuff. She sent me all my favorite snacks, and it was expensive. My friend tried sending me Oreos for my birthday. $50 just for some Oreos. So don't bother. Just send me money on Venmo. Don't worry about it. My birthday was this last Tuesday. It was weird. It doesn't feel like I'm 20 because, I don't know, I wasn't home for it. It's different. I went out to dinner with a friend of mine to a Mexican restaurant because I love Mexican food, and I got a free margarita on my birthday. My Russian friends gave me those flowers right there. It's a huge thing to give people flowers in Russia. They gave me some like natural medicine in case I get sick. They gave me a scarf, and then my coworker gave me a magnet. My boss gave me some soaps. One of my roommates gave me a piece of cake. My international friends gave me chocolates. So it was really nice. Like, it was really nice that people went out of their way and like thought about me for my birthday. And last night we had a little party. We had a little get together here of like 20 people, and then maybe 10 of us went to this little bar called Kamchatka, and it was really fun. We danced and we sang, and that's part of the reason I don't have a voice. And I didn't get back till 4 o'clock this morning. But it's not what you think. It's because I live so far away. So Moscow has like 2 circles. So there's like a little one and then the big one. And I was like in the little one, and I live outside the big one. So it takes a while to get back. So we left at like 3, and I didn't get back till 4. But it was a lot of fun. I probably won't be doing that again anytime soon because I'm not a partier. But yeah, it was a good time. Sorry, the lighting just changed. I had to go to a museum for the day, and I just got back. But yeah, that is the end of my vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you have any questions, or you have things that you want me to talk about in my next video, just let me know. And I hope you have a great rest of your days. Bye.